Hello, you beautiful people. I am Pink Hippie Heather, and this is my channel. I hope everyone's having a great day. I thought I would do something a little bit fun, a little bit different. I get a lot of questions, a lot, and I decided I would write them all down and answer them. You know, I see a lot of people do this, so I thought, well, I'll do a Q&A. Now, this is mostly questions about. This is only questions about my arm, and this is literally questions that get asked to amputees probably daily. So I got about 20 of them. I could go further, honestly, but I'm just going to keep it low key and at 20 for now. Okay. Now the first one is literally the question I get asked the most, and it's the most repetitive. Okay. And it's always, what happened? Well, watch my earlier videos. I have one and it tells you all about it. It was a semi-wreck. Okay. Now, the second question is it okay to ask an amputee what happened? Now, it depends on the context of that whole conversation. If you're standing in the grocery store line and you look over and you don't know this person, and the first thing that you say to this human being is, what happened to your arm? You say that to me, I'm going to look down and go, oh my God, what happened to my arm? Because that's just how I am. I've also been known to say, hey man, you could buy me dinner first before you get so personal. It depends on like how long you've known the person. If you've known me my whole life, I expect that you know what happened. But if you don't know me from, the next person, it's rude. You don't just ask somebody, what's why they're the way they are. Why do you have a nose? I mean, it's none of your business. But no, usually I'm really nice about it. But a lot of people aren't as nice as me. A lot of people are going through a lot right now. It might be like it might be like an amputation that just happened. You can't just walk up to somebody and be like, what happened to your arm, dude? Can't do that. It's just rude and it's tacky. Okay. I always go by the rule of, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. Because if you ask me and you don't know me, there's no telling what I'm going to say to you or what I'm going to tell you happened. Okay. It's a toss up. All right. Number three, does it hurt? Well, it doesn't feel great. I mean, it doesn't feel good. There's days where it does hurt really, really bad and it's hard to manage. And then there's other days when it's just like a low, dull aching. Fourth thing, can you feel your hand? I haven't been able to feel my hand in like 7 years. No. Like I can feel this hand, but can I feel that hand? No. How would I? It's not there. Do you have and they always say ghost pains, but it's phantom pains. And do I have them? Yes. Yes, I do. I have pain where it feels like blood is dripping down my arm, or it's ripped. Or have you ever got a cut and the wind gets in it? I get that feeling. Or have you ever like got salt in something? I get that feeling. Have you ever had your arm sawed off? Yeah, I get that feeling too. All right. Do you miss it? Do I miss my arm? Yeah. Would you rather lose your arm or your leg? And I swear, this is usually like the second question after they ask me what happened. And I'm always like, are we playing Would You Rather right now? Like, if I went back to middle school? But to answer that question, I would have rather lost my leg. It's almost impossible to get a prosthetic at my age. But if I would have lost my leg, I'd probably be up walking by now. You know what I'm saying? I don't let my arms stop me. I don't think that a leg amputee is, in less pain or less traumatic than mine. No. But on the caliber of being able to do things, yeah, I would have much rather lost my leg or my foot than my beautiful hand. Okay. Would you date another amputee? I mean, is that really even a question? Is it really like, I could never look at another human being and see the exterior value. I see what's inside a person. you cannot have any legs and no hands, no arms. I mean, as long as you're a good-hearted person, I'd probably give you a shot if I wasn't in a relationship, you know? You should never judge a book by its cover. You should never look at somebody and say, well, because they don't have this or they don't have that, they're bad. All right. When you buy a glove, when you buy a set of gloves, pair of gloves, what do you do with the other side? Now, this is really funny because I was like, when I first got a pair of gloves, it was just like a generic set where, you know, it could be either side. So I was like, oh, cool. I got 2 gloves for the price, you know. But I have a pair of Victoria's Secret gloves, and it's specifically for left and right. And the left glove just sits in the drawer waiting for my stump to grow another hand. That doesn't happen. Okay, so number 10. Where would you wear your wedding ring? On this hand. I mean, I guess you could wear it around your neck, but I mean, okay. Number 11. Do you pay full price for a manicure? No, the few times that I've done it, I haven't. But with that said, I only have one hand. I can't risk an infection on this hand. And one time I went and the lady sawed really, really deep, and it hurt so bad for days. And it made me think about what I was doing to my only hand, so I stopped doing it. Number 12. Do you still have your hand? I still have righty. Lefty was incinerated the day that it happened. Number 13, and I think this is a really good question. When you dream, do you have one or two hands? And anytime I dream, I always have both my hands, and I don't know why. After almost 7 years that I don't dream of being an amputee, but I still dream that I have both hands, because I believe that means I have a soul, and my soul still has both hands. I don't know. Okay, number 14. What can't you do now that you could before? Like, what has losing my arm kept me from doing? And really, to be honest with you, I have a hard time putting my hair in a ponytail. I can't do handstands, can't do cartwheels, you know, stuff like that. But I mean, really, I can do anything. There's nothing that I can't do just because I don't have one hand. A lot of times I hear people with 2 hands saying, I can't do that, it's too hard. Let me at it, because I bet you I'm going to put you to shame. I can do anything. Anything. Okay, number 15. Did you lose weight when you lost your arm? They say an arm weighs about 7 pounds. So somewhere between 5 and 7 pounds. It's not the way I would go about losing weight, though. No. Do you have a prosthetic? No, I do not have a prosthetic. Do I want one? Yes. But the type of prosthetic I want costs too much money. And because I don't have millions of dollars, you know, hundreds and thousands of dollars, I can't get a prosthetic that would actually do anything. I could get one that's just like a mannequin hand that would probably pull and tug on my shoulder and cause me a lot of pain that I would wind up torching. So what would be the point of wasting money? You know what I'm saying? I don't have a prosthetic. They cost too much money, any of them that actually do anything, and they're only giving those to people that have money, or military people get them, I guess. All right, number 17. Number 17. Do you forget you lost your arm at times? I never forget I lost it. No, I don't ever go to do stuff with my left hand anymore. I did in the beginning. What I find interesting is everybody around me completely just is blindsided. They don't even acknowledge that it's gone. My precious nanny, she's always tapping me on my arm. And when she does it, she's, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. She forgets, you know. My mom has went to hand me stuff at the store with my left hand, like, and I'm holding something with my right hand. I'll just look at her like, you know, And she'll always say, well, I forget because you don't really seem like you don't have your hand. And my daughter's always poking it. I mean, I don't ever forget. I'm always well aware that it's not there. But everybody else around me seems to. Do you want a prosthetic? Yeah. Yeah, I would like to have one that actually does stuff, not one that's just going to sit there. Like I said, I want one that moves, that turns, that, I can control. A personal hero of mine, her name is Susan Lane. She is she's doing a lot of stuff with prosthetics, and it's just amazing to watch her. She is phenomenal. Oh, she's my hero for real. Okay. Number 19. This was one that was harder when I get asked this question. It kind of like puts me in like a sad mood, but I try to be positive about it. And the question is, how do you cope with losing your arm? And honestly, humor. Humor is how I cope with losing my arm. It's kind of a defense mechanism. It's a coping mechanism. When I feel like people are getting a bad vibe off of me or they feel uncomfortable around me, I always joke about my arm, and that's because I'm feeling nervous. And it's a coping mechanism, so I don't feel as nervous. When I get really depressed, I do make jokes, and I do say things. Another thing that helps me cope is looking forward to a better day. I know that I'm gonna have my boys in my life one day, and I'm living for that. I live for that every day. I live for that moment when I get to see them and hug them and tell them I love you so much. I live for my daughter. My daughter gets me through everything. And I think about all the stuff that I went through, and I tell myself, you got through all that, you can get through anything. I take it one day at a time, because some days are harder than the rest. Some days I am amazing and I'm doing everything that I need to do, and I'm unstoppable. And other days I just want to lay in the bed and curl up and cry. And I mean, that's everybody. We're all human, but I cope with it with humor, quite frankly. Okay, and 20. This usually follows that question because of my answer. Is it okay for me to make jokes? Okay, it's okay for me, an amputee, to make jokes. And let me make this clear, okay? You would not make fun of somebody that had, you just don't make fun of people unless if you're the same. Does that make sense? Like I said, when I joke about it, it is a coping mechanism. It is not me saying, oh, this is me making fun of myself and it's okay for all of you to. With that being said, I have friends that send me memes all the time, and I think they're hilarious. I laugh and I send them back. But I have that relationship with them. They're not out there, making me feel bad. Here is an example. I make jokes all the time about being an amputee, okay? But if my boyfriend went on Facebook or somewhere and just did a lot of jokes about amputees, that would crush my heart, because to me that would be him making fun of me. But when I make an amputee joke, he better laugh, okay? You know what I mean? You can't, unless if you have lived it, unless if you have went through it, you couldn't possibly make jokes about it. You couldn't understand what it is that we have went through as amputees. You don't know the traumatic experience, what it is that led to it. Every person's story is different. Some people are in a different place than I am. Some people cannot handle you joking about it. Even me being an amputee, if I joke about it, it makes them mad. You have to treat people accordingly, okay? Always be respectful. Treat others how you would want to be treated, and be kind. If you be kind, nothing bad will ever happen. Nobody can ever say that you were mean to them or you hurt them because you were being nothing but kind. I make jokes because it's my way of dealing. When you stumble and fall, do you laugh at yourself or do you get mad at yourself? That's how you know the type of person you are. Some days I do get mad because I'm an amputee, because something would be so much easier if I just had lefty. But, you know, I don't. And that's life. And that was the lessons that I learned. That was my road to walk, and that's my cross to bear. And I make the jokes because they help me get through. When you make the jokes about me and you're not an amputee, it makes me feel like you're bullying me, or you're trying to make me feel lesser than you. You understand? That being said, I have a really dark sense of humor. I make jokes all the time. You can laugh when I'm making these jokes because it's funny. They are funny, but there's differences. You understand? I'm not a prude. I'm not, I promise. So that was 20 questions that I get asked. There's a lot more, and some of them are horrible. But we're not getting into those. Just want to share those with y'all. And if you have any more questions, ask me. I'll answer them. All right. I'll make another one if y'all want me to. All right. Love you guys. Make every day beautiful. Peace.